This is the best type of drawer slide you can get right now. The undermount means that you don't see them, and the soft close means you have no problems when it comes to slamming those drawers shut. I'm going to show you how to install them. It's super easy. You're going to need a couple tools, and we'll knock it out in about 10 minutes or less. Check it out. Alright, so let's first talk about what's going to come in the box where your slides are coming. Okay, obviously you have your slides. There should be a pair, one of them for each side, and there is a difference between the two because this one is set up for the back. If you see this little piece right here, right there, that goes in the back. It's what's going to hold the drawer in place. So there is a right and left. Make sure that you have one of each. The next thing you'll have are these clips. These clips are what keep it attached to the drawer. These get hooked on underneath, and so the drawer needs to be made a certain way in order for those to work. The last thing, which sometimes is an extra piece, are these clips that will mount to the back of your cabinet. So if you have a face frame cabinet, which is what I'm going to be working with today, you'll have these clips which will allow you to mount it to the back of the cabinet. You could add spacers if you don't have these. Get some 3/4 inch, typically is the space between the edge of the face frame and the cabinet walls. So you don't necessarily have to have these, but it makes install much easier and much faster. So then you have your drawer box. Let's talk about that drawer box and the difference from your typical drawer. So I've custom made this drawer box. What I've done is you'll see there's a 1/2 inch lip here, okay, all the way around. The reason for that is for these undermount clips. They are going to get mounted just like that on either side. So they'll get screwed in there, and that's what the drawer will hook onto. These clips hook on just like that. They'll hook in there. This goes in that slot, and they hold on like that. Now, we need to cut out the back portion here of the undermount. That's where the slide will actually sit. What I like to do is put the slide on the drawer box and mark it. Now they'll give you, typically the instructions will tell you it's an inch or whatever, but I like to just make sure. I put it on there, I make the mark, I know it's going to be wide enough. Do that on both sides. Now this is going to be cut off. Now we need to do this step first because there is a step where you drill a hole in the back, but you want to make sure that that is in the correct space, and you can't make sure it's in the correct space until you cut this off. So we'll cut this off first, and then we'll move on. Could use a coping saw if you don't have a jigsaw, but I like to speed things up. Drain that in case you're wondering. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to knock all this dust off onto our shirt because that works. We're going to put our drawer slides on just to find out where that little piece hits. That's what we're looking for. So, pull that clip up there. You can see that that's where it's hitting, right there. We need to drill a hole. These are 5/8 inch thick sides. So we really want to drill that thing about 3/8. If you have 1/2 inch thickness, then you're trying to go about a 1/4 inch. You know, roughly, that's where we're trying to go about a 1/4 inch shy of poking through. And you gotta be careful because it's easy to accidentally poke through. And this will put you above the bottom, so be careful. So we'll drill holes there. Make sure your drill bit is wide enough so that that all fits in correctly. Up so that I don't mess this up. It may not be easy for you to see, but I'll show you. So in there, that's going to allow for those slides to, that little clip on the back to catch it. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to add these slides. Don't know, sticking off there. So we're going to take that clip off. It's not a necessary clip on top because I made the space just a hair over 1/2 inch. I don't want these fitting funny. So if you can see here, I'll punch in. There's screw holes right there. Because I've only got 1/4 inch thick bottoms, I need to screw it into the box itself. Don't screw right through there, you'll end up with holes unless you have a thicker drawer bottom. Because I'm working with soft maple here, I don't want to split this, so I'm going to pre-drill these holes to make sure we don't split. Because it is near the edge of the wood. I've got some 3/4 inch screws here that should be just fine. If you had 5/8, that'd probably be better. Let's see if this pokes through. If it does, it's not the end of the world for me because these are going to get a front panel. They didn't poke through. There's enough this way, so that's right. 3/4 inch works perfect for my application. Make sure you do the math for your application. Go ahead and do the other side here. Pre-drill those holes. Okay. Now that we have those, they should slide right into place. Hear that click. See if we hear it this time. That's the click you're going for. That means it's been secured in there. That's what we want. Okay, you can test them here. See the soft close. Fantastic. Now we're going to pick up, we're going to move over to our cabinet box. So we're going to do the other side now. Put the back on first. Try to match your sides down here. A couple of screws in the back. We can mount that back piece on there. Okay, so you can troubleshoot things by checking this space, checking that space. So I put it in there originally. Square must have been off because it came back too tight in the back. So I've moved that, made those adjustments. Now we pull out and we soft close right where we want it. The face will go on top of there. Very simple install once you kind of get the hang of it. There's adjustments on the bottom if you need to move it left or right, up or down. If you're doing a shelf or a higher drawer like this, you want to make sure that you're level as well as straight, because that tends to happen where you put it here and you're a little high in the back, a little low in the back. I've got a little 1 foot magnetic level. Saves me on this because it'll sit right on there. I can check it. Again, put that back clip on first. That way you can slide it all in place. You can take the time to measure this and copy it back there, be on top of there, or clamp something on there. I've done tons of different ways to make it a little bit easier for yourself. If you're trying to hold things up and screw it in, it can get a little difficult. So that's it. Undermount drawer slides. They're super easy. Once you know what you're doing, it's just repeat and repeat, man. I've got about 6 more of these to do because I'm building this giant Murphy bed office combo. That video will be coming out soon. Once it is, there'll be a link down in the description down below so you can watch that. Head on over to craftandflorida.com. Over there, you'll find a chance to get on the email list where I provide a tip of the week, links to the videos, different articles that I've written, articles that I've read about different things in the woodworking industry. Like last week we were talking lumber prices and how that affects everything and what the projections are. All that is in the newsletter. Sign up so you can get that free to your inbox every week. Over there you can also hit me up if you want me to build something for you. I do custom builds. That's still my thing. Thanks for watching Crafted in Florida. Make sure you like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you've got a pair of drawer slides that you think are better than these. We'll see you next week.